Yes, this is Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733. This is Saturday, April 19th, 2025, about 4:05 p.m. And after I spent an entire morning performing humiliation rituals against the United States of America, most specifically Ray Steele and Jay Cooper, CIA, Department of Defense, and the ultra-paranoid kidnapping CIA-operated cult of Scientology, okay, the cyber warfare programs were removed from my main device that I am recording on now. I just finished another humiliation ritual. Yesterday when the bus was canceled on me again, I made 2 Facebook Lives. Well, by an act of cyber terrorism and fear and paranoia, America's DARPA satellite terrorists, Ray Steele and Jay Cooper, who have everything, including their life, to lose, set it up so that it's not actually a post, and that so it will disappear from my stories in 24 hours. So I just finished re-recording that so I can exploit it. Now let me exploit we still got this other device, my secondary one. Okay? Now, haven't been able to use this one in days. Now, so you see, they are like operating it remotely from the DARPA supercomputers that they hunt behind, like the nameless, faceless terrorists that they are. But I've given them a name and I've given them a face. So let me show you. See here? So they are so fucking scared and they are so fucking paranoid of my power that I am using to destroy the lives of 338 million Americans, their children and their disgusting grandchildren. This is what they do. And see, they cannot isolate me and they cannot restrict me because I'm far more intelligent than them. Okay? Americans don't have a human intellect. They are Shayateen. They're a Shayateen species, which means they're a hybrid mutt species, which they proudly brag about themselves. They think it's real funny. I'm a mutt. They think it's real funny. Okay? That's called too dumb to know you're dumb and too ignorant and arrogant to learn anything. So, okay, see, this is what they do. They sit on Mound Road, over there between 15 and 16 Mile Road, at the huge military industrial complex where there's a DoD Task Force 1 prison where all of America's missing people, including underage children waiting for sacrifice, are waiting to be butt-fucked and eaten by the cannibals of America. So that's where they are. And there's also military, what is termed my lab, in which my lab is not a terminology I use or I encourage you to use, because that is CIA, military, and Scientology terminology, which means it's very ignorant quack terminology, and it is that way for a reason. It's meant to discredit. Okay? So, but that's what it is. It is where America's missing people go. And there are several tiers that go underground. And from what I understand, they go 7 levels down. And this opens up into entire cities and entire prisons. And there are people under there, including missing underage children, who are being used for all kinds of ritualistic purposes, all kinds of weird scientific experiments, okay? They're turning boys into girls, girls into boys. They are used to manufacture America's war machine. Like, that's where Donnie Martin was. Okay, that's where Donnie Martin was before I exposed and exploited the missing persons that he is. beginning in 2022. He's now in Landstuhl, Germany, with the other 4,000 freaks of nature that that CIA and the U.S. military, specifically the United States Navy, have faked people's death. That's where Billy and Stan is. That's where Billy has been for the last 35 years, ever since me and him were trafficked together by the U.S. State Department on August 21st, 1988, when the U.S. Army, most specifically Bert and Stanley and Thomas Taylor and a whole bunch of other people, including people I've known my entire life, when they faked Billy's death and trafficked him to Germany, in which he then woke up and he was in an underground isolated cell for what was 2 months, with no idea where he was, how he got there, or why he was there. That's the breaking process. For some people, they lay like that for 2 years. For Billy, it was for 2 months. And then they trained Billy as a meteorologist and a weather terrorist, and it's him and Bert. Bert, whose real name is Edgar, he's my dad's friend. I've known him all my life since ever since Germany, and they are America's weather manipulating terrorists, and that's what you see going on. If you're in Macomb, Oakland, or Wayne County, Michigan, USA, that's what you see going on with the weather. Okay. I have caused a war between U.S. Navy intelligence for Vatican, and it's like a 4-way war now within, and everybody's manufacturing weaponized weather against each other. And when, we start out with clear blue sunny skies, and when I start running my shit to purposely and intentionally destroy lives, that's when you see the sky go from blue to milky chalk white with U.S. military-grade lithium within 5 to 10 minutes, okay? It looks like that, okay? And they start seeding clouds with America's chemical weapons of mass destruction, to dumb down and drug up the people on the ground below, so they don't look up and see the secret spy war, the secret international spy war, all the UN planes for my protection, the Interpol jets, and they don't see the fixated drones and UN anti-gravity aircraft that forms a protective barrier around me, which is what has been keeping me alive, along with those 300 nuclear missiles for all these years, while I destroy one American life after another, with their children's life being the ultimate goal, to make sure their children never ever have a chance in life, and they won't. I've killed their chances. Now see, I'm going to show you. Now see. This is Ray Steele, CIA, Department of Defense. It's Paranoia. And he's got a real skank-ass wife. Her name is Jennifer Steele. She's Department of Homeland Security and Cult of Scientology contracted operative. Okay? And I've already exploited her picture widely. I'm going to be exploiting it. So see, this right here is Ray's Paranoia. Okay? And that is how Ray Steele is putting 338 million American lives in danger. Okay, he is putting an entire corporation's lives in danger, because it's not a country, it's a corporation. Okay, and it's registered as such. It's owned by the Bank of England, which is owned by the Vatican. And he's putting all 338 million lives in severe danger, out of what is his own fear and paranoia, to conceal and protect him and his skank wife's crimes of targeted kidnapping, human trafficking, murder, international and domestic terrorism. and which is really what I used to end the war in Afghanistan when I exploited Tim Osman, a.k.a. Osama bin Laden's photographs with George Bush, Condoleezza Rice, John Kerry, Dick Cheney at a State Department, U.S. White House briefing while they conspire and manufacture America's war on terrorism. The Islamic terrorism that's manufactured right here in America, okay? And that's why they bring boatloads of Muslims here. That's why they create a humanitarian crisis over in Syria, Libya, Lebanon, Iraq, and then they come in to save the day as the humanitarians that they are not. Because don't forget, these aren't humans; these are a shayateen species. Okay. And they come in to save the day, and they traffic Muslims here by the boatload. And those Muslims sell their soul to Satan and become terrorists for the state. And that is where your Islamic terrorism comes from. And Tim Osman, a.k.a. Osama bin Laden, is alive and well living as the American citizen that he is in Boston, Massachusetts. His sister and several of his other siblings are alive and well, living in Boston, Massachusetts as American citizens undercover front. Tim Osman, a.k.a. Osama bin Laden, is CIA, United States State Department, and he's an American citizen living alive and well as an American citizen in Boston, Massachusetts. So you see what they're doing on this device here. Okay, this is America. And mind you, okay, got these two devices. I got this one right here. This one, the storage is full because I got all those videos that I still have to upload to exploit these Neanderthals. And then there's this one. Then there's the one I'm on. And then there's the three, but right now it's 2 devices inside. And I got 5 laptops under the bed. They can't stop me. America doesn't have the intellect. So, this is what we're doing. Okay, well, Ray Steele and Jay Cooper put everybody's life in danger for no other reason than to conceal and protect their own crimes of